This episode of Mini Reels, we will be featuring actor William Powell. William Powell was born on July 29th, way back in 1892, get your head around that, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now, William always wanted to become an actor at an early age, but his dad wanted him to become a lawyer with a much steadier job rather than an actor. I guess his dad never heard that joke. Do you know the difference between an actor and a large cheese pizza? A large cheese pizza can feed a family of 4. But that didn't stop William. William kept persevering. He actually borrowed $700 off his aunt. He actually wanted $1,400, but she only gave him $7 to get him started in his acting career. William actually went on to star in a couple plays on Broadway and got really loved theater. In the early 20s, he was signed by Paramount Pictures for 7 years. Now, keep in mind, guys, that we're talking silent pictures, okay? These talkies haven't even come out yet. No such thing as talking films or the high five. William's big break came playing Philo Vance in 1929's Talky the Canary murder case. Now, William thought this was really going to catapult him into stardom, which he craved. And it actually really didn't do much for his career when he really started getting very disappointed being at Paramount Pictures. He actually left Paramount. Now, get this. The story goes that he was lured by Jack Warner at Warner Brothers, who ran Warner Brothers at the time, by paying him $6,000 a week back in 1931. Now, we're talking 1931 money, guys. Now, me being the good guy that I am, I actually did the numbers for you. I did the math for you guys. That would be in today's money, $95,766.71 a week. Not bad. But Jack would actually cut that down to $4,000 a week during the Great Depression. Again, in today's money, guys, that would be a mere $67,841.32 a week. Unhappy with the pay cut, believe it or not, William left Warner Brothers after making his final film with them as Philo Vance in the Kennel murder case in 1933. He actually started a lot of Lux radio theaters as well on the radio back in the 30s and the 40s, which was a very, very popular show at the time. After William left Warner Brothers, his last stop was MGM. It was at MGM where they really displayed his acting skills. He really became a big movie star at this studio, and they really demonstrated his acting timing, his on-screen presence. He had the perfect formula to become a big star, which is what he wanted. Now, William's handsome looks also attracted the ladies. He was also engaged to 2 very high-profile actresses of the day. On 1931, on June 26th, he would go on to marry actress, the lovely Carol Lombard. They would divorce, unfortunately, in 1933. Their marriage lasted roughly about 2 years. They ultimately remained friends until her sudden death in a plane accident in 1942, which left William devastated. William was also engaged to marry actress Jean Harlow, his co-star in Reckless in 1935, until her untimely death on June 7th, 1937, at the tender age of 26. William was he had a reputation of being a very classy gentleman. So classy that he actually paid for Jean Harlow's entire funeral, including a $25,000 mausoleum for Jean Harlow. Again, we're talking 1937 money. That one, you're going to have to do the math on your own. On January 6, 1940, 3 weeks after they met, William Powell married his third and final wife, actress Diana Lewis, to whom he remained married until his death in 1984. Aside from losing his first wife, actress Carol Lombard, in 1942 in a plane crash, and his fiancée, actress Jean Harlow, at the tender age of 26, William would also have to endure even more heartache. On March 13, 1968, his son William David Powell, while suffering from depression and hepatitis from kidney problems, He was also a screenwriter. He had to quit screenwriting, and unfortunately, he committed suicide by stabbing himself repeatedly in the upper body while in the shower. Now, William Powell and his son were very, very close, and his son William David Powell left him a 4-page note. Very sad, very tragic. He was only 43 years old. That was William Powell's only child. While at MGM, Williams co-starred with the lovely and one of my all-time favorites, Myrna Loy. They appeared 14 times, 6 times in The Thin Man, Nick and Nora Charles. They also appeared together in Evelyn Prentice, The Great Ziegfeld, Libeled Lady, Double Wedding, I Love You Again, and Love Crazy in 1941. Alright guys, during William Powell's great career, he would receive 3 Oscar nominations. One back in 1934 for Best Actor for The Thin Man. One in 1936, Best Actor for My Man, Godfrey. And in 1947, he received the Best Actor for Life with Father. Williams' final role will come as Don in John Ford's 1955 film Mr. Roberts, alongside an all-star cast: Jack Lemmon, James Cagney, Henry Fonda, and William Powell. Wouldn't you like to have been on that set, guys? It was also in that year, in 1955, that William Powell officially retired from acting and moved to Palm Springs with his third wife, Diana Lewis, whom he married back in 1940. It was there in Palm Springs, California, on March 5th, 1984, at the tender age of 91 from heart failure, that William Powell died nearly 30 years after his retirement. He's buried at Desert Memorial Park in Cathedral City, California, near his third wife, Diana Lewis, and his only child, William David Powell. Alright guys, if you like this channel, please subscribe and click that little bell for me, guys, to get a notification whenever we put up a new one. Real Talk with the Hollywood Kid is a labor of love for me, so I really appreciate if you guys would subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell all your enemies. Also, please like our Real Talk with the Hollywood Kid Facebook page. The link will be on this description, guys. And that's it. This is another mini reel in the can of the great William Powell. Again, guys, please subscribe. Please subscribe to this channel. Thank you. We'll see you next time on Real Talk with the Hollywood Kid. Bam!